it's Mik'd Up with Mikie Mahtook. Got the boys in. I got Lloyd. We got J. Mitch. We got Jackie Boy.
He tried to jump up and he might have knocked it in.
Good time. Let's go. What a start to the Monday. I mean, I'm from Lafayette. My boys would come in, say,
oh, God.
So me and Joe on the ground. I got Joe in the headlock. And he's sitting there. Helmet. He's punching me in the stomach, like steady punching me.
Here, as everyone's sitting around, who here thinks Ovchinko can practice today after having 5 full beers? He goes, Chad Jones, right? Chad's been with the team 6 minutes. For 7 minutes, right? Chad's like, no, man, I don't think Ovchinko can practice today. And I was like, I look back, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I fucking saw you there. You were more fucked up than me.
Be on the Spirit plane had some issues, I think. She was sleep farting.
You heard her or you just thought it was her?
I sat right next to her. I smelled it.
Whoa. What was that?
Time to start the show.
Why would I have that? You had the circus or something. What was that?
6'3", I'm late. Like, I don't even know what I'd be doing.
Now, when you do go to spring training, are you going to bring your chinchilla and your turtle? My dad tell you about it?
The SEC is, God, they hate fat people. I mean, I get crushed for that. You know what I mean? And it's like, come on, man.
Hey, just the South, bro. You got a bunch of food down here. Like they're
all fatter than him.
Players, look at Lloyd.
You know what, Lloyd?
I mean, you're looking for a recruiting coordinator, coach. I'm here.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll piss my pants right now.
No way.
We're wearing gray pants, long gray pants. He goes, I'll piss my pants right now. Hello. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today is the Monday, April 10th. I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter weekend.
He is risen.
He has risen.
And he'll do it again.
Thank you for that text.
He defies the odds.
Thank you for that text on Sunday,
Didn't
Lloyd. That was
respond.
very nice of you. I was busy doing some crawfish for all of my family and getting it situated and ready. I had a great weekend. I was tired weekend. A lot of family, a lot of friends, great times. Hope everybody here had a great Easter. Hope everybody listening had a great Easter.
Gavin's already in here.
We have a great show, okay? Wow, way to bury the lead, Lloyd.
Oh, it's on the YouTube title, so.
Okay. We have a great show for you. It's supposed
He wanted
to
to break the news.
Yeah, he wanted to break it. We're going to go through the Heineken headlines really quick. It's supposed to be Jay Johnson Mondays, but Jay Johnson Mondays may have just got moved to Jay Johnson Wednesdays. He has probably, like, LSU is his employer. They pay his bills. They have a show. The Jay Johnson show is on usually at 7 o'clock. Today it's at 6 o'clock. They will have a conversation today. He had his show. The team is on the road at 7:45 to go to New Orleans. They play Tulane tomorrow. We will have our conversations with Jay on Wednesday. And looks like on Wednesday moving forward. But to replace Jay, we're going to have players on the show on Monday. And one of those players is Gavin Dugas, who comes in. He's in the on deck circle right now. We're gonna get to him in a little bit. Interviews at 6:10 via video call. He's very nice of him to join the show before
He hits the golf course.
No, it's too late for the golf course, right? He's going on the bus to New Orleans to play Tulane tomorrow. We're gonna talk a little bit about South Carolina series, a little bit about the game tomorrow, and then LSU plays another Thursday, Friday, Saturday series at home against Kentucky. On other news, not baseball news, OBJ signs with the Ravens 1 year, $15 million guaranteed. What does that mean for Lamar? We're going to get to it. Zion Williamson isn't close to being ready. end quote for the Pels. Playing tournament starts on Tuesday. If you watch the Masters all weekend like I did, John Rahm put on a show. He goes and wins the Masters. Tiger Woods sets the record for most consecutive cuts made, then withdrawals
Sets or ties?
the next day.
Ties.
Ties the record for most consecutive cuts made, then withdrawals the next day.
Cuts made to his body.
Yeah, that too. He probably has a record for that on the golf course, no doubt. But
That walk was something serious.
I mean, listen.
Listen, I've dealt with plantar fasciitis before.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine what it's like on half of a leg.
Half a calf.
And then having to go uphill, downhill. I mean, he was
Let me
hurting,
tell you.
man.
I want a half calf.
Respect him for making the cut. Respect him for it was tough conditions.
Hey, when
too.
you see a man walk around like that, he is.
He ain't faking
No.
That
shit.
ain't no faking in that, coach.
hurting.
Hurting.
All
Do you-
right. What's that?
Prosthetics?
What?
I think that ship has sailed, huh? Tiger should. If he was gonna do that, that should have been done already.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's just he's gonna grind it out until he says I'm not gonna
Cross
play
Tiger.
It's not about Tiger right now. We'll get to Tiger.
You're right.
It's about Gavin.
It's our own Tiger.
It's our own Tiger. It's our own
Mr.
show.
Clutch.
Mr. Clutch. We're gonna get into that. Gavin is in the on deck circle. I guess since we just start. Whoa, he's not there anymore.
Lloyd,
not there anymore.
Lloyd
Look.
did this when he knew he wasn't gonna be there.
I know. He's coming in at 6:10. So
We just
got
need
2
to put
minutes.
a pot by Lloyd.
We got 2 minutes, and actually, it's probably good because I'm gonna sit down and do this interview. I don't want
Ah.
to stand up and do it.
You're not gonna get fired up.
But now the presets got messed up on this desk, and I don't like that. Now I gotta do it as I sit. Okay. So,
That's first world problems, right?
But when Gavin comes back in and he's ready for the show, because he was early, right? And he joined early because he's very prompt and he's very punctual.
Well, he heard 6:10. He figured he had a couple
no
minutes.
doubt, which he did until Lloyd tricked me and said that he was actually there, but he
He
was
what? He was there.
He was there, but he's not there anymore. But we're going to talk to him about, listen, if you haven't been watching LSU baseball, which most of our listeners have been watching LSU baseball, Gavin Dugas has had some of the, I hear him. Is he there?
The audio works.
Okay, is he
Waiting
there?
for him to show
Okay.
back up.
Gavin Dugas has had some of the most clutch at bats. Listen, he's been clutch his whole career. This year is no different, but he has had some enormous at bats. He had another one in the second game against South Carolina. Really, the whole reason why he won the game. He had one earlier in the year against Texas. He had another one against Tennessee. He had the second of back-to-back solo homers to take the lead against Tennessee. So he has had his moments, and I'm sure there's definitely more that I haven't touched on. We're going to get into that. He also is the newest member. There he is.
It's sneaking back in.
Look at that. What's up, dude?
Guys,
What's happening?
what's up?
What's happening? I was just
Nothing much.
bragging about you. I like the little backdrop. You're getting the last minute packing. I'm assuming before y'all jump on this road trip. Does
Correct.
Jay give you a packing list of like, hey, this is all you need, like Maneri used to do? But Maneri's is like a
Yeah, we
pamphlet.
do have a little list. Yeah,
Maneri's is like
for
a
the
whole
freshmen,
book.
help them out a little bit.
That was a
Yeah.
Bible.
Before we get into you, right? You are the newest member of the G team, right? Gordon, you signed with Gordon McKernan. You're the newest member of the G team. How'd that happen? What went down with that? What made you want to go with them? And give a shout out to the G team.
No, it worked out perfectly. They're a great group of people. I'm really glad that I get to work with them. I got to visit with them last week, so it was a really cool visit. Like I said, Gordon and Ramsey and all those guys over there, and can't believe I'm saying this, but Watson, he's an awesome guy too. That's
He is
a
a
little
good dude.
inside joke we got with him. But no, they're awesome people. Ever since I've signed with them, it's been great every day, just talking with all the guys, and I'm really excited to continue to work with them. So it's an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, we've had Gordon on the show a couple times, and every time he comes on, man, he's awesome, and it seems like he's got y'all's best interests at heart, and he's taking advantage of the NIL stuff, and he's obviously signed you, which you're more than deserving, and it's probably been long overdue for you to start getting this NIL stuff, man, and I'm happy for you that you're starting to reap those benefits. But the reason why you earn these NIL deals, and the reason why I think it's long overdue, is because of the performance that you have put on the field, right? You've been at LSU this is your 5th year. I guess you're the 5th year senior. You've put up numbers your entire career. You move to a new position. You play second base. How's that going to go? That's been the question. You're airless. You've been unbelievable at second base. You also have 10 homers and you're probably the most clutch guy on the team. What goes into those at-bats that you have, right? Those clutch at-bats. You had another one this past weekend in South Carolina. What goes into those at-bats? It seems like you crave that moment. You look forward to that moment. Do you change your mindset, or is it just the kind of way you're wired?
To be honest, I just kind of try to embrace the role that is thrown in front of me. I don't necessarily crave the moments. I just embrace where my feet are, and I think that's kind of what helps me the most in those situations, just kind of slowing the game down as much as possible and just being present in the moment. One pitch, just not trying to let the game get bigger than our plan is something that we really live on and kind of live our approach on. And ever since I started doing that in my career, it always helped me. So
this past weekend against South Carolina was kind of a sloppy series, not necessarily by the way y'all played, but just with the rain, everything going on. You had the rain delay. It was Paul Skeens' first loss of the season. I don't think that he deserved the loss. Obviously, he struck out 8 guys in 3 innings. Then they had, I guess, the phantom rain delay.
Phantom rain.
Because I don't think it rained any at all whenever they had the tarp on the field, and he doesn't come back out. I think what I like most about that series is the fact that y'all lost that first game, ace on the mound. Y'all come back the next game, backs against the wall. Y'all aren't playing great. Y'all are losing. And then all of a sudden, the 8th inning, y'all rally. You hit the big grand slam. What was the message to the guys? Obviously, you're the veteran. What did you tell those guys? What did some of the older guys tell those guys? And how did y'all kind of right the ship and be able to salvage that game? Because obviously Game 3 got rained out.
I mean, unfortunately, it was really tough to see Garrett go down during that game, so that kind of hurt us a little bit mentally. But at the end of the day, we just kind of embraced the situation that we were in and kind of pushed forward for him. I know I did personally. I felt for him. I really did. Just seeing him struggle right there and go through a situation of pain on the field like that. It's always tough to see a teammate like that go down. So it's very unfortunate to see that. But at the end of the day, we really just kind of wanted to stick to the moment, stick to the pitch, because we know we're really good when we win one pitch at a time. And that's kind of been our motto, just winning one pitch, one inning at a time, and keeping it as little as possible.
Gavin, tough 2022, unbelievable great 2021. After going through last year, how good does it feel to be back in the stride of things and being able to be healthy, contributing, and being able to be a big part of the team? Like I know you believed you always could be all of the entire time along the way.
Biggest thing is being healthy. Healthy is the name of the game in any sport, especially in baseball. Just to be able to play every day, having that opportunity to be able to be as consistent as possible. That's my biggest blessing in this year so far, and it's just an honor just to be able to compete every day. I mean, that's one thing for myself is I really love playing for LSU, and I try to embrace it with everything in me. So having the opportunity just to be on the field every day and play for the Tigers is just something that I don't take for granted.
Let's go back to the defensive side of the ball, because you came in as an infielder. You played left field a little bit. Now you're playing second base. That was kind of a question mark going in. I don't think we really had much of a doubt, because I kind of just figured you'd figure it out, right? Just the kind of guy that you are. What went into that? I know you probably put a lot of extra work at that position, getting some extra reps at second base. Was there a guy that you kind of leaned on and kind of asked for advice to kind of help you with the ins and outs of playing that position? Because moving from the grass to the dirt is a lot different. Trust me, I've tried it. I was not very good at it. I tried to play first base, and they might as well just kick me off the field. So I know it's a difficult transition. Was there somebody that helped you with that?
So luckily, I was able to not have to worry about playing summer ball this previous summer because dealing with that thumb injury. And I was actually I beat my recovery right at the beginning of the summer. So I was able to kind of master my craft, I guess you could say, before I got on campus. But I got to work with Ryan Terrio. He helped me so much, just getting me able to move out around the bag at second base. And then Brent Boyd was over there at Traction, helping me every day to give me options and ground balls and all that stuff, working at the field. And then when we got on campus, Jay was so awesome about the infielders. We didn't miss a beat when we started, and we still haven't. He's so good with handling us and the way we go and our stress load and all that stuff. But doing the right things and mastering our ground balls is what we really focus on, and it's just kind of carried us through the season and up to this point.
Yeah, but watching you grow as a young man over the years, I can remember you back in your freshman and sophomore years where it was even in your everyday work, it was easy to see how badly you wanted it, which if people don't understand, that can sometimes hinder you when it comes to actual performance and production on the field. What have you learned about yourself to not lose that want, but to channel it in a better way to where you can actually go out and be productive and kind of put the emotion aside of it when the task is at hand?
Absolutely. No, it's really easy to get caught up in emotions, especially whenever you want it so bad, like you said. But at the end of the day, I've learned that for myself to be successful, I can't be the 10,000 reps a day guy in the cages, staying late after practice. I've learned what my body needs and what my reps are going to do to help me. And obviously being a fifth-year guy, I was able to kind of figure that out more. But I've kind of figured out how to work, I guess you can say, more of a professional routine in a sense, and it's helped me every day. I'm more of an early morning guy, I guess you could say, instead of a late night guy.
Yeah.
I guess that's the old man coming out in me, but I love it that way. And I've learned how to really master a routine with Coach Jay getting on campus. He's been really big about that and helping me with that, so that's been awesome. But ever since we really worked on mastering routines, that's kind of been my biggest thing.
And I'm so glad you mentioned that kind of stuff and elaborated on it, because I don't think a lot of, not only college kids, there's some kids in pro ball, but there's also obviously kids younger that don't understand that there is more than one way to skin the cat. When did you actually kind of figure those things out? Like when did it finally hit for you to feel like, all right, this is what works best for me? Because like I said, 2021 was a great year. 2022 kind of got lost in the sauce a little bit because it was injury plagued, right? Somewhere in there could have been the time you figured it out. So I want to know, when did you actually figure it out?
Oh, and definitely don't get me wrong about the 10,000 reps a day thing. Like in high school, I definitely think it was needed. I thought it was completely necessary, just to kind of outwork your opponent, I guess you could say, outwork the guys that are around you. And I think that's a great thing to live by in high school. And just as you get older, obviously, like, it's really important to stay healthy, and it's really important to understand what your body needs. So I guess around my sophomore, junior year, going into my junior year is where I really understood what was going on, what I really figured out what my body needed to kind of stay stabilized and just understand what I needed to get ready for each day.
Y'all have a lot of hype. Y'all had a lot of hype coming in the season. Y'all still have a lot of hype coming into the season. Obviously, y'all have gone through some adversity, a little bit of an injury bug, but that's part of it. How do you manage that as a guy who people probably turn to, especially some of the young guys? As a veteran, how do you manage those expectations from these guys who've not really been in this situation before? And, you know, the expectations to start the season are one thing. The expectations to continue through the season are another. And it seems like y'all have handled those in stride. Y'all have handled those extremely well. How have you handled that? And what is your message to the guys on the team to how to help them handle it?
So I think we do a really good job, like you said, of handling the target on our backs, so you'd say. But at the end of the day, like we know what we're capable of. We know our ability level and our talent level. Sticking to where we are presently, where our feet are, and where that one pitch is at is what literally gets us through every single day. We have a focus for every game. We have a plan for every pitcher. And if we literally get invested as much as we can be and will be, that pretty much keeps us grounded. I mean, as long as we stay grounded and stay where we are and don't look to the past and look to the future, we'll be as successful as we can ever be.
Obviously, a lot was made of the defensive effort last year. What changes has gone into what y'all did on the infield, whether it be, you know, some sort of approach that Jay Johnson had, because that was one of the biggest bugaboos that he had. So have y'all done anything differently, or is it steady as it goes?
A lot of reps. We definitely have done crushed reps. I was with the outfields for a while. No, you're good. I was with the outfield for a while, so I really wasn't a part of like how we did things in the beginning. I saw it from a distance, but I know this year it's a ton of reps, a ton of good work, a ton of work that matters. I'm not saying what we did in the past didn't matter, but I'm saying what we do now is a really good focus, and it's really, really helping us to get prepared for each and every day.
How many times are you gonna take a ball off the chest? When are we gonna? I mean, you just is that just the job over there now for you? Like I'm gonna hit dingers and then.
Gavin, if they're off your chest, they'd be off his forehead. So don't pay attention to him.
Oh, speaking of foreheads.
Hey, so we talked a little bit. We talked a little bit about these young guys, right? We talked about you being the vet. With some of these injuries on the mound, right? You've had some guys go down. That's just the way sports goes. That's the way baseball goes. You're going to need some of these young guys to step up. Obviously, Griffin Herring's going to have a bigger role. He's been lights out. He's been nails every time he's been in. Agenhausen's been unbelievable. And then Gavin Guidry came in this past weekend in the biggest moment of his pitching career at LSU and was absolutely nails, right? It was after the Grand Slam, after y'all took over the lead. He goes out and shuts the door. How big are they during this last half of the season to pick up the slack of some of these guys that have gone down? They're going to miss some time.
Absolutely huge. You know, the role that they can fill is going to be unbelievable. And the big thing is they can fill it, and they will. Their confidence level out of those guys that you were speaking of, and the guys that we have in the pen as well, not even just those guys, is insane. And they have the ability, and they can control their stuff. They can move it up and down, side to side, in and out. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if they do what they can do, we'll be just fine.
So you guys faced your staff, obviously, the entire fall. So you knew what kind of talent was there. Is it surprising to you how quickly those younger guys on the staff have come on and been big parts and been very, very, very productive so early in the year?
I wouldn't say surprising. We had a lot of talent in the pitching staff. So, I mean, it's really awesome to see them develop as fast as they have. But they're capable, so we definitely knew it was there. But yeah, no, it's been awesome to see how quick they've kind of moved forward with their stuff, and we needed them to. So at the end of the day, they really had no choice.
I don't know if you saw the video clip of us. We were watching the game as y'all were playing, right? Like we had a show, and y'all moved the game up, so we just did kind of like a live stream of the game. And we're in here, and you hit the grand slam. We obviously go nuts because we're watching it on as it plays out. It was a big moment, and we're LSU guys, and we get hyped up.
You see that jersey behind him?
Yeah, you see it back there. It's right there.
Number looks familiar.
But have you seen a different energy level within Alex Box Stadium that you haven't seen over the last couple of years, last few years? Obviously, COVID was whatever, but last year it was full capacity, it was full go, it was supposed to be normal. I didn't really feel that energy last year. Are you feeling a different type of energy in Alex Box this year?
Most definitely. No, the energy level, I would give the Tennessee series a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Probably 11 out of 10. That was nuts. The fans we had on a Thursday, even let alone the Friday and Saturday. So, I mean, the buzz around there has been awesome. I usually go based off of like conversations in the crowd whenever I'm playing on the field. If I hear a lot of murmuring, I know there's a lot of people around. If I can't hear myself think, then I know there's definitely a lot of people in that stadium. So that's pretty cool.
What about the pregame buzz? How's the pregame buzz right now? Is there
Bro, are you in trouble right now? You hear what's the ambulance going on?
Are you at Lloyd's apartment right now?
We're good.
No, I was just saying, like, what about the pregame buzz? Because that's how when we were there, we used to judge it on how loud was the stadium before we actually took the field. Because that's when you kind of knew if there would be a good crowd or if there wouldn't be.
Definitely. No, we got some good pregame buzz. We've been having that for the beginning of the year for a while, so it's pretty good. We've definitely noticed that. It fills up pretty fast though right at game time.
So this is right now. Y'all go play Tulane tomorrow, right? I'm curious about this because we never got to do this, right? So where y'all going tonight? Y'all are spending the night on a Monday, and y'all have a game tomorrow and Tuesday in New Orleans. How does that work? Like they obviously put you up in a hotel. Are y'all kind of on y'all's own? Do y'all have like a team dinner? Do y'all like do stuff together? You're just like, hey, we're just gonna get there early so you can wake up and you can have all day to kind of get ready for the game.
Are you staying at mom and dad's?
Watch Cops?
No, not at mom and dad's. But no, yeah, we get to the hotel about 9 tonight. We got dinner, and then we're kind of calling it a night for tonight. But tomorrow, obviously, it gives us the whole day to kind of get ready, mentally prepare like it would be a road game. I love how it's set up that way. Just kind of keeps us in the right mindset. But we'll get our early hitting in. We'll get our body moving like we usually do in the mornings, and then we'll be ready for game time.
Last question before I let you go. Obviously, everybody's used to the Friday, Saturday, Sunday series in the SEC in college baseball. Y'all are about to have y'all's third Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. Obviously, it's a little bit different. Third in a row, you probably get a little used to it. Do you like those series, or does that really matter?
I'm actually a huge fan of them, to be honest. I
love
love
that.
You
having
get the
Monday.
Sunday fun. You get the Sunday fun day. That's why you like it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. Go ahead, finish.
No, you're good. No, having a complete off day on Sunday is super nice. Not having to worry about school or anything like that on a Monday.
I like that.
So
Sunday
Thursday,
off day,
Friday,
too.
Saturday is pretty clutch.
Yeah, no, man. I enjoyed it too. Obviously, I never had 3 in a row like y'all had. But Kentucky comes in this weekend. Obviously, they're pretty good. I know it's coach speak. You don't want to look ahead and past Tulane, especially because Tulane is kind of the last few years has given y'all some trouble. So every game matters. But having Kentucky come into Alex Box on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series, not being able to finish the series last week, what do you want to see from the guys in the clubhouse on the field to show, hey, listen, we saw what we did last week. There's some things that we weren't happy with. We made the adjustments and we've moved on and we've taken the next step. What do you want to see from the guys on the team on this weekend?
Well, we've already really assessed the weekend.
Right.
Kind of did our deal with that. We had a really good practice today. We're going to have a really good game tomorrow, and then we're going to keep moving forward just one day at a time, one game at a time, and honestly just keep doing the things that we do. Stick to our prep and our preparation like we always do, and I want the guys to keep doing everything they've been doing all year and just roll with it.
No doubt, man. Well, I appreciate it, dude. We love having you on the show. Anytime you want to come on, we'd love to have you back. Enjoy the road trip. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck this weekend. I'll be at the series this weekend. So keep hitting homers, dude.
Keep
Homers
doing
are
it,
fun.
dude. Keep doing it. Keep swinging it.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you
Later. Thank you.
Really. Y'all have a good one.
for
See
the
y'all.
homers and the interview. It's catch a lot of tickets.
Hey, that's
for me.
interesting, man. That's literally that's as pro ball as it gets right there. New Orleans.
I've never gotten to a midweek game.
We
day
did
early.
We did. You literally. I don't remember if it was your year. We did it one time when it was. I think we went to Southern Miss, played there, and went straight to Auburn from.
Yeah,
there.
but that's on that. You had spring break that year.
I don't remember.
That's during spring break because
I don't
normally what we would do is we would drive to we'd play the Wally Pontiff Classic.
Yeah, that's what
in
it was.
New Orleans,
Yeah.
but we would drive the day of the game
to the New Orleans. Yeah.
play that game, and then we would just continue to
Continue
drive
on,
up to whatever that series was. Usually Auburn. It was usually
Yeah.
the Alabama or Mississippi
That's
series.
the closest I remember.
Yeah, but I've never gone to New Orleans the day
I
early
didn't get to go to New Orleans
and
for a day
spend the
early.
night before the midweek game, which
probably
is
bad.
great.
It's
And
probably
they're-
good we didn't.
They're in school. They're not out of school right now.
It's probably good we didn't.
Probably good. Probably good. I mean, hey,
Meow.
didn't stop us from winning games.
No. Boys knew when to turn it on.
Light switch.
Yes.
5
Get
beers.
flicked.
Yes.
5 whole beers.
Boy, Gavin, his interviews are like he plays.
Man, I swear, dude. I know you remember this. As a young player here, he was so hard on himself, man. All day, every day, all the time. And now he is so comfortable in his own skin and his own whatever. And just like he said, it almost feels like you're talking to an older dude because
Yeah.
he just knows who he is now.
Well, the fact that
He's probably been knowing for a while.
no doubt, and the fact that he talked about work smarter, not harder. At this point, hey, I understand what I need to do to get ready. I understand what I need to do to be the guy that I need to be. And it's not swing until I'm dripping sweat before the game. It's not, swing until I have blisters on my hand. It's I know what I need to get in. I'm going to get the work in. I'm going to do what I need to do as well as I need to do it. And then I'm ready because my body and my rest mean a lot to me. And I think he learned a lot last year after all the injuries that he went through.
Yeah.
How to recover, how to get ready, how to be there for his teammates and be ready to play every day. So that's a mature decision on his part, right?
Baseball's it's a finicky thing, man, because it's not like if I wanted to go catch 200 balls, shoot 300 free throws, whatever it is before a game, that's probably something you could see a lot in the other big sports. Taking 200 swings before the game every single day, it's a lot, man, and it could wear on you, right? And so now it becomes understanding what is it that I need. That I guess the making sure I work harder than anyone, more than anyone kind of thing is getting that stuff done early and often and being done. That's kind of what it goes to in baseball. Not so much quantity of what you do.
No doubt.
Right?
I wish I learned that earlier.
Yeah, because just by the time your career was over, you'd go through spurts where if you were feeling good, you might take 2 rounds of 6 swings and you're done. Day game, show and go. What's up? and you're done. Like, and you go out there and play. And then obviously when you don't start feeling good, all right, let me go ahead and iron some of this out in the cage and then kind of get back to good. But overworking baseball is something that takes time to understand what is it that I actually need to get ready day to day.
That's the mental part of it, right?
What do you mean? Mental.
Like where you feel like you have to work it's almost like you're digging yourself deeper into a hole.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's like you just like that was the way I was ingrained, right? Growing up and at LSU, like, hey, you just got to do this. I gotta perfect my craft. And in college, it's easier to do because you have days off, you have time where you're not at the field. In pro ball, you don't have that, and you're playing 162 games or 142 games if you're in the minor leagues. You're traveling on buses. You don't have all that recovery. So, like, yeah, I mean, by grinding, for me, it was like mentally I had to say, okay, if I'm not doing this, then I'm going to struggle because I'm not ready,
right?
Which in reality was not the case.
I got to a point to where I used to tell myself, like, the muscle memory of it matters, right? So if I'm just in here just taking swings.
I'm here for a reason.
Well, if I'm in here just taking swings and it's not going well, you should probably shut it down because all you're really doing is muscle memorying bad swings. What do you think is going to show up when it's game time?
Yep.
The A swing doesn't just all of a sudden just jump into the uniform. It doesn't really work like that. So sometimes you got to back off because say one day you go out there and you swing a million swings and all of a sudden you go 3 for 4. And what do you think you're supposed to do that every day? It doesn't work that way. Like he said, you travel. Sometimes you don't have time. Sometimes you're on the road. Sometimes all they give you is 30 minutes in the cage. There's just so many variables. So you have to find a finite of little something that works for you that you can go to when it's, I guess, time to really put in the work. And you got to know how to back off the gas pedal a little bit.
No
He's
doubt.
found that before.
And
he's never moved on.
Right, and that's huge. And I think he's going to get an opportunity at the next level. He's going to be a fifth-year senior, but he'll get drafted. He'll get an opportunity to go and play minor league ball. And
he's going to crush in an interview room. Like,
yeah. But they don't really.
I know, but I'm just saying.
That doesn't hold as much weight in baseball as it does in like NFL drafts or anything like that. Like they're not asking him schematic questions or anything like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, but like he's got a guy that people are going to fall in love with because of his work ethic and his makeup, and like that stuff matters for sure. And like now he's going to be able to put together 2 really good seasons. And even last year, even though he only hit 5 homers, he was struggling with injuries, but he still hit 315 for the year. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like he was not good. He just was.
He just wasn't out there.
He just wasn't healthy. Yeah. So this year he's got 10 homers. I mean, he's as clutch as they come, and he showed that he can play good defense at multiple positions on the field, which I think is going to be huge for him.
I think I guess looking forward for him in the situation. When it comes to pro ball, he's a guy that has, learned himself already. If he can stick to what he knows works to him, because we all know in pro ball that does get tough. If he can stick to what he knows works for him, if he's in a good situation, you could possibly see really big things from him.
No doubt. We're going to take a minute break. We're going to come back on the other end, and we're going to recap South Carolina weekend, right? The 2 games that we played, and we're going to preview moving forward a little bit, right? I want to give shout out to our sponsors, Heineken. We went through the Heineken headlines. That interview, let's bring it brought to you by Heineken. Heineken Silver, it was in our ice chest again during Easter weekend, boys. It was there. It was there for our tailgate. Heineken Silver is a 95 calories. It's Heineken's version of their light beer. It is actually really good. It make sure you chill it. Don't give Lloyd the warm beer. That's not good. But it should be. It should definitely be in your tailgate rotation. It should be iced down in your ice chest. Yeah, your repertoire. Heineken Silver is 95 calories. It's very crisp, very easy to drink, and it's a nice little case. It's a nice look at this. They have it canned or bottled. Very sellably. That's not a word, but I just made that up.
But so what that mean?
Very sellable.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about
the branding.
Like sell a bit.
No.
See, that's
We'll see you on the other side of
we're
the
going to see you.
commercial
We're
break.
taking a minute break. We'll be right back. Heineken Silver, we love you. Thank you for your partnership.
Yeah, we're just trying to sell a bit.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
Actually, you know what? Let's go. Ask Mikie and Mitch right now is brought to you by our friends at FCO Development.
Okay.
There we go. Let's give them a shout out, right? I didn't give the read to it. FCO Development's a civil construction. You go ahead and read it, Lloyd.
I'm putting together the Ask Mikie and Mitch.
FCO Development is a civil construction company that specializes in new multi-family construction. They specialize in site drainage, site utilities, earthworks, site clearing, house pads, ponds, demo work, hurricane cleanup. So basically anything that is moving dirt, getting a site ready to be built on vertically, has nothing to do with mathematics. Like Lloyd tried to say on Monday, he said he wasn't very sure. He didn't know what was happening with. He's not good at math, but
I'm not good at math.
yeah. But math doesn't. You don't need math. I'm sure maybe there's some sort of thing, but
Well, if Tyler works there,
you're not doing any equations or anything like that.
quadratic formula.
Yeah, you're not doing the Pythagorean theorem or
Oh,
anything
nice.
like that. And if you're interested, right, these guys are based out of Lafayette. They do a lot of work. They are very experienced in the industry. They've been doing it for their entire lives. And if you're interested and need any help or you want somebody to do a project for you, call Tyler Leday at 318-229-5585. Again, the number is 318-229-5585. They are based out of Lafayette, but they will travel. They will come to you, and they're very good people. They're upstanding people, and they do a very good job. So our friends at FCO Development, Ask Mikie Mitch is brought to you by our friends at FCO Development. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. If you're just tuning in with us, you missed our interview with Gavin Dugas. Okay, you can go back and rewind, or you can just wait till we post it. If you don't want to miss the live show now and catch up to it, you can go back.
It'd be a
and
real
post it on
shame if
YouTube.
you watched it twice.
Yeah, it's okay. But we were talking obviously about this past weekend a little bit more about him and his mindset and what they do on what the team's kind of their approach. But they're going on the road right now. Or I say right now, in about an hour, they're leaving to go to New Orleans. They play Tulane tomorrow in New Orleans, and they come back and they have what? Why are you looking at me?
Was he just in New Orleans? Where was he?
What?
Is he in New Orleans right now?
No,
Didn't look like it to me.
he's in Baton Rouge as a part.
Oh, that was just his apartment?
I assume. Yeah, I would imagine because he's getting ready and he's gonna go on the bus and they're gonna drive and they come back
Obviously,
after the
'cause
game
of the,
tomorrow.
Fire, there's a lot going on, a lot of alarms and such.
I mean, I'm sure he's on. Being a college guy, I'm sure he's on a spot where they're pretty close to a street that it just so happens that there was a fire truck or a police or whoever it was. So it seemed like a fire ambulance right there.
Ambulance.
What?
Yeah, possibly.
Okay. Well, they are going on the road. They're going to come back tomorrow after the game, and then they play Kentucky here Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But we're going to recap a little bit of that South Carolina series because they only played 2 games. They were supposed to play 3 games. They only played 2 games. It seems like South Carolina didn't really want to play the 3rd game, and I think that was a good thing for them. I think that we're good with a split. We beat Skeens on the first day. He got his first L of the year. Not really. I'll put an asterisk by that, and we're going to get to that in a second because I don't think that, obviously he got the loss. That's that's part of baseball. He only gave up 2 earned runs, only gave up 2 hits. Both of them were homers. He also struck out 8 guys in 3 innings. So 8 of the 9 guys he faced, he struck out. Or 8 of the 9 outs he made, he struck out. And then once they had a rain delay, came back. They brought in the bullpen. They had some walks. They couldn't find the zone. I think they had 8 walks in that first game. Got away from them. Seemed like Jay saved some of the bullpen for the rest of the weekend and prepped them for the next 2 games. Well, the next game happens, and it's a tight game, and it seems like South Carolina is starting to kind of run away with it. Garrett Edwards, who's been money for LSU, and a guy that we were excited about. I know Jay was excited about because he seems like he finally found that guy where he's either going to be the closer or hey, I need you guy. Comes in there and throws a changeup, which that is one of the reasons why Jay and the staff they're hopeful that it's not as serious as people think because usually you don't rip your UCL or tear your UCL on a changeup. Usually it's a fastball or something that has a lot more violence to it. But needless to say, he comes out, elbow deal. He comes out and they bring Griffin Herring in. Tough situation. Bases loaded, no outs. Dog. Bases loaded, no outs, down 6-3. Griffin comes in, first batter, gets a double play, gives up a run. Perfect. That's what you do. Don't worry about not giving up a run, right? I was told a story when Greg Maddux was ever in those situations, bases loaded, no outs. His whole goal was to say, I'm just going to give up 1 run. If I can go and get this guy to hit a sacrifice fly
It's a win.
and give me an out, then I can get back on track. And I'm not going to change the way I pitch just because the bases are loaded, no outs. And he said more times than not, I would give up no runs because something would happen where the guy wouldn't hit it far enough or he'd strike out or hit the ball to where nobody could score. And then I was able to get out the inning because I didn't change my approach, right?
It's kind of the same thing as a hitter, right? Like when you see bases loaded or runners on second and third, you kind of want to do too much. You want to get too big because you want to drive them both in. When truthfully, you're responsible for the runner that's on third.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so if you approach it that way, gives you a little chance for more success.
His job's to get an out, right? Not to get 3 outs in a row. Like not 3 outs at one time, get 1 out. Like can't say, hey, I need this guy hit in triple play. Of course you want that to happen, but let's worry about getting him out first and seeing what happens after that, right? So Griffin comes in, first pitch, double play, run scores, but now you get 2 outs. Next guy he gets out, boom, gets out that inning, base loaded, no outs, gives up only 1 run, keeps you in the game. That's 7-3 now. Now you're 1 swing away from tying the game, right? So he comes in there, he does his job. The game kind of goes. Now we get to the 8th, and now you get a guy on base, have another guy on base. There's 2 outs, and Jobert
Laces
gets a base hit,
Base hit single.
Gets a pinch hit, gets a base hit, and runners on first and second with 2 outs. He gets a base hit to right field. Beloso's at second. We thought, oh no, he probably should go. He holds up at third. What's going to happen? Well, Gavin comes on, and pitcher tries to sneak a fastball inside part of the plate. Doesn't sneak it by him. Gavin hits the grand slam, ties the game, complete momentum shift. Then Cade Beloso comes up in the next inning, gets the game-winning hit. With that, you needed someone to close the game out, and Gavin Guidry was able to bridge. Griffin Herring bridged the gap. Gavin Guidry came in, finished the game out, and looked really dominant doing it. Like they weren't taking many good swings off of him, and that's very impressive. So that's how that first game or that second game ended. And then they were supposed to play a doubleheader. Obviously, that didn't happen. I was most impressed with the way they responded after a brutal first game. Right, that first game you had that rain delay, right, and everybody is talking about, oh, LSU is not that good. See, we told you they made 2 errors. They didn't play good defense. Their bullpen faltered. Blah 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 blah. Well, these guys that pitched in the back end of the bullpen, like they haven't thrown a ton of innings throughout the course of the year, right? There was a rain delay. Your ace, who's going 6 or 7 every game, he's striking out 10 plus every game, only got to go 3. It happens in baseball. Adversity happens. He wasn't able to come back out. He struck out 8 through 3. 8
So
guys
he
through
was
3 innings. Only give up 2 hits.
Yeah, well on pace to hit that double digit.
Only 49 pitches through 3. So it wasn't like he was throwing a bunch of pitches, right? He was on pace to go 6, 7 innings again, and he comes out the game, doesn't come back out after the rain delay, and then, South Carolina wins that first one. That next game not looking good, and they end up rallying, coming back, having the couple big hits. They win the game, and now you look at it, damn, they're in a pretty good position for Game 3 to win. South Carolina didn't seem like they really wanted any part of Game 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that South Carolina knew that they were in a worse position than LSU. They had gone through their bullpen of all their top guys, and LSU had some guys still left to throw.
Yeah, 3 guys who you expected to be guys.
Yeah, and you still had Thatcher was able to throw.
That's part of the 3, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, you had some dudes left to go, and so I think Jay was excited about where they were, and unfortunately they didn't get to play that third game, but one game, they split the 2 games, and I don't think there's any. There shouldn't be they shouldn't be number 1 team in the country. They haven't done anything.
First off, they went on the road to play a top 5 team, right? Yeah. Who's been playing great? Who was the 1-loss team in the league?
Playing in the sandbox.
1-loss team in the league. I mean, it doesn't matter. Both teams get to hit. They're comfortable there. They know that place. So to sit here and say that they were supposed to go there and sweep or supposed to go there and win the series is a little ridiculous, honestly, truthfully, right? I was most impressed, and I'm an offensive guy, but I was easily most impressed with those young guns. We've talked extensively a little bit about, man, Griffin's going to be at some point a rotation guy. I personally, for the sake of this team, hope it isn't until 2024. I think there's something about having those kind of wet behind the ears, young and naive,
well, fuck you,
lefty righty matchup at the end of the game that can kind of come in and they don't give a shit, man.
Right.
Both of those guys are dogs and they don't care and they are happy to be put in a place to contribute. Right. We had Gavin on the show. We didn't think at all we'd be seeing him on the mound this year.
What?
That's not the personality we got from him whenever we had
We didn't
him
get that
on air.
personality, but we damn sure didn't think we would truly be seeing him on the mound this year. And you can tell he's got a mindset of, I don't give a damn. What is it that you need me to do to help this team? I'll do it. Him getting in that role, Griffin getting in the back end role, and now you got the guys back there along with, like you said, the guys that were still set up to throw on Sunday, where you got those young guys who have stepped up, right, with a very, very, very just dog mentality of trying to get stuff done. Well, now you got something formidable again, right? Because it would have looked weird to see Griffin in a mop-up type of role or Gavin throwing meaningless innings for. Now things have happened. The war of attrition is starting to go on. You're halfway through the season, and spots have opened up for them to play in sizable, really roles that really matter. Well, here you are. You're seeing what they're made of right now.
Absolutely, and I think that when you have guys like that step up, now you have those young guys, and they're going to be huge. They're going to be very necessary to get to where you need to get to the end of the season. The other two guys that I think are very necessary are you need your Saturday and your Sunday starters to round back into form, right?
Let's be honest. It's not even a thing. It's not even a thing. It's a we know, and they know too.
And they know, and I'm not saying they're not capable because they're more than capable. They're very talented. I think
we're not saying that they haven't quote unquote really done it yet.
Right.
We just know that there's more in the tank with them.
No doubt. And look, you've had a few inconsistent outings in a row for Thatcher. He wasn't going to start the third game. Christian Little was going to get that start. You've had,
You'll never know.
What?
We never got to see it.
Yeah, but he would have started.
I'm saying from a fan perspective or LSU perspective, it would have been nice to see.
And you may still see it this week.
You may still see it this week.
You may still see it on Thursday. So on Saturday. But you had Ty Floyd, who struggled in the first two outings ago, righted the ship, got through 6, did what he needed to do. Last outing against South Carolina, wasn't able to right the ship, he grinded his way through. I think he gave up 4.
Yeah.
Right? 4.
3 or 4.
I think he gave up 4. And then they put Garrett Edwards in there, and Garrett Edwards gave up the other 3 because of when he came out, some of those runs were his. So he wasn't able to right the ship this last outing. He wasn't able to find the zone. He was a little all over the place, and that happens. That's part of it. Look, on the road's a little different than pitching at home. Different mound, different atmosphere, different way, different depth
and the
perception.
timing of everything too.
Absolutely, right? Yeah. So I'm not making excuses, and 2, I'm not saying that he doesn't need to get better, but I'm saying there's other factors into it. He's going to be the Saturday guy, or he's going to be the Friday guy this week, and you'd like to see him rebound and be that guy that everybody knows he is, that he knows he is, and I think that's going to be important. And then having that third starter and having somebody step up and say, okay, I'm going to be this guy is important. Whether it's Thatcher Hurd, Christian Little, whoever, it's important.
It's going to be interesting to see what the decisions are about who starts on Saturday this week and how they actually go about it, right? Like if they choose to do it the same way they just did it this past week and say you get 4 to 5 out of Christian and he throws well, I would imagine they would probably piggyback Thatcher in that situation and say, hey, ball's yours until we feel we need to bring someone else in again. Yeah. So if you can, close it out. If you can't,
I'd like to see Thatcher like some. I want to see him. I can't wait to see his next. I just
know how the thing goes, and it's I would imagine there's probably a little bit of him in his own head, and it takes you as a player to get to that point where you're just like, man, to hell with it. I'm gonna just go out there and just give you what I got. I'm waiting to see when that actually shows up, and usually you can tell just in how someone goes about it and how they, go about their work and the kind of production you get from it. You can kind of see it. I'm just waiting for him to get to that spot where you just kind of stop worrying about any
change.
Yeah, well, you just stop worrying about anything and everything else outside of actually getting your job done, and you just go do the job.
No doubt. That's what you want to see. You want to see him be that guy, right? And I think he's got it in him.
Yeah, he's got it in him. He has the stuff in him. Now it's a matter of put them both together consistently.
You think LSU has a soggy cereals in New Orleans, the soggy sandwiches that we always used to give after New Orleans? Or you think that's over?
I don't know. That's a good question. It might be over.
Explain.
It had a long run. If it is over,
we would get every time we go to New Orleans, we would get these sandwiches from the same place always. Like it was like Po' Boys, but they would make them early, and they would sit in the like the ice chest or like the whatever. And by the time we got them, they were a little soggy.
Good or bad? Do you like them soggy or?
I'm not much of a soggy sandwich guy,
I'm not a big soggy sandwich guy either.
I was how long is this bus trip till we get back to the crib?
Yeah, we appreciate
because
it.
there's a fine line where you can be like kind of soft and it's like, oh, it's still pretty good, but if it gets like to the point where the bread's falling off the meat, we're done.
That's kind of where it was.
Yeah, it feels like it.
It's unfortunate.
No chicken on a stick.
It was unfortunate.
No chicken on a stick.
Sorry about that, fellas.
Happens.
It's okay. It's part of
Part
it.
of
Now they're going.
There was no NIL.
Now they're going there a day early. They're probably staying at the Four Seasons.
Yeah, stay at mom and pops.
Well, I tell you what, they're staying at the
Not
Four
staying
Seasons.
at mom and pop. First thing said not staying at all.
If they're staying at the Four Seasons or somewhere like that,
They're staying at the Ritz downtown. Oh man,
Chapatoulas in Notre Dame.
Hotel Montleone. They're staying at all these nice spots.
This bar is spinning.
They're gonna take a team dinner to what's the big steakhouse in?
Oh, I was gonna say Galatoire's.
Yeah. Oh, Galatoire's. I gotta wear jackets. It's a little bit. They don't want to bring a jacket on the road. You know what I mean? You have to wear a jacket.
Oh, they have one there for you.
Yeah, they're gonna bring in the whole team. The whole team's gonna have a jacket. They don't have that many to lend out.
Hey, I don't know. You know, it's NIL days, bro. Like they could go have the
They
dinner and
got
play
Jack
credit card roulette. Like, hey, yo,
No
who's gonna
doubt.
do it?
No doubt.
Who's picking up the tab, baby?
But I'm bummed that we don't get to talk to Jay. Jay's going on right now. I wonder how his interview's going. You think it's good? You think he's having fun?
Do you think he misses this? Do you think he misses this 6'10", or you think he's excited about that 6?
50.
No, it's 6. It's almost over.
Yeah, it's 6. It's all right. We'll talk to him Wednesday.
Like
we'll,
I said, it's
we'll ask him
different
Wednesday.
questions.
Hey,
It's okay. Listen,
Is
it's
he
Monday.
enjoying
We'll ask him
himself?
Wednesday.
Yes.
We have the
Is
Easter
he having
fog-
as much fun? No.
We have the Easter foggy brain, so it's probably good. This is
Hey.
good. Give us a whole couple
Hey,
days.
it's a
of
chance to shine.
glass always half full. We'll get to preview the weekend with him.
There you go. Talk about the game that happened
Yeah,
yesterday.
no
or
big
the
deal.
day before. Preview the game.
We'll get to hear the questions they ask, and we won't ask the same ones.
So whoever's in the chat, if anybody's watching us or
Oh, we
listening
haven't
to us,
gone live yet.
okay, perfect. If you do have a question for us, we're still gonna have the Ask Mikey and Mitch segments on this Wednesday. But if moving forward, Jay Johnson is on Wednesday, we are going to move the Ask Mikey and Mitch segment to Monday, so that we split that up, right? So we're gonna pub the Ask Mikey and Mitch for this Wednesday, right? But since we're on air right now, and you want to ask us a couple questions, and you can throw it in the chat, and if we like the questions, or if Lloyd likes the questions, he will spew them out to us and ask us and pose the question that was written in the chat to us. But unless we find out that this was only a one-time deal for moving from 6 to 7, or the show being from 6 to 7 instead of 7 to 8, then it's gonna be Jay Johnson Wednesdays, Ask Mikey and Mitch on Mondays.
Flip flop.
We'll flip flop. We'll figure it out.
Flip flop. Just flip
We ain't worried.
So it's baseball season. Obviously, it's full blown baseball season. It's all everybody's talking baseball.
Yeah, but
College
this one
baseball,
came.
Major
This
League
one came
Baseball.
from the rafters, Coach.
Yeah. So Odell Beckham was in the media a lot last year as a free agent. Oh, he's going to sign with, these 4 teams to make the playoff run. Blah blah. It never ended up happening. Goes through the offseason again. They're talking about, he's going to go to the Jets because Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets. Aaron Rodgers would love to have Odell Beckham. Who wouldn't want to have Odell Beckham? All these different conversations. Well, then it shows up today, I believe, or yesterday. Odell, it's announced he signs a 1-year, $15 million guaranteed deal with.
Now they want guaranteed money to be given away.
The multiple what?
Baltimore is all of a sudden fine with giving
Well,
away
it's
guaranteed
15.
money.
Okay.
Well, let's first off,
1
I
year
gotta
for
imagine.
15's
Well, 1 year for 15 is pretty strong. I
That's
think
a lot
there's
different
there's a lot of receivers that would take anything close to the neighborhood of 20.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, if Odell's taking a 1-year deal, he ain't doing it for retirement. He's doing it to throw up numbers to go somewhere else for a multi-year deal.
Like he did with LA.
So if that's the case,
What is going on with Lamar?
gotta imagine
Why
the
the
Lamar
buddy
talks
pregnant?
have been better than what they
You
have
would
been in the
imagine,
past.
or you would imagine Odell's conversation with Lamar was good, right? Because the team's going to say whatever they want to say to get Odell there. Right?
See,
but Odell's not going to not talk to Lamar and
so
ask him.
we'll just put people on game a little bit, how this thing kind of goes. You got to understand, with Lamar not having an agent, it hurts him in the sense of, well, think of you're the other side of it. If he doesn't have an agent, that means that his representation doesn't have any other players. I'm gonna lowball you until you're ready to sign. Why? Because I don't have anyone else for me to worry about you. Basically saying, well, if you screw him over, I'll make sure we screw you over with this guy when it's time for him to come to the table. So I think that part of it alone has teams playing the most hardball with him, trying to get him to lowball that deal as much as possible. And you kind of seeing it play out right now.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the camp of really believing that he was going to go back, but I got to believe Odell signing there means it's a very strong possibility.
That makes me feel like he's going back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but is he going to go back on a fully guaranteed deal? Is he going to go back on a franchise tag?
Maybe. And here's the thing. Once again, so if Odell signed a 1 year,
maybe he signs a 1 year.
maybe he signs that franchise tag for 1 year and says, all right, let me go prove it. And then either you pay me next year or I'm out.
Somewhere else.
Yeah, I think that's possible.
It's a risky move.
It is. I mean, it was risky to do what he did last year, but
Our guy Kirk Cousins did it.
but let's just say this. He did it for 3 years. He
3
made
years.
it.
My man made $89 million 1 year because they tried to franchise him 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Or 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row, and then the third one was way too expensive. They said, you got to go.
Yeah, okay. I'll go
You
find
got to get out.
another
We're not giving you this, so you got to go. Yeah, I would imagine, man, like, if they're able to, that's a big if in football, right? But if they're able to stay healthy, and you got Lamar, and you got Odell if he's healthy, and if you got the Bateman guy if he's healthy, and all the running backs they have if they're healthy, that's a scary offense if they can stay healthy, man.
Scary. What are you
It's a
showing
scary
down in the
offense.
corner?
That's Lamar and Odell partying together about 12 hours ago. So
Oh, they were in Miami then. It had to be for the fight, right?
just 7
Yeah.
a.m. No big deal.
How do you know it's 7 a.m.?
Because this was posted 12 hours ago.
By
Yeah, but-
who?
That doesn't mean that was actually.
By
like,
who? We look at the account that posted it.
I mean, just because it was posted 12 hours ago doesn't mean that this video was taken at 7 a.m.
That's what
You know how that works. You know how technology
Jesus.
works.
Come on,
Where are
producer.
they? Where in Miami are they?
The Club Live.
Oh, no,
Is that
look at-
Live?
No,
Yeah.
that's not live.
It says Live right on the sign. God damn it.
Not
I
the
can't
live I
see this
saw.
one. I can't see it from here. That's not it.
That ain't the live I remember.
Back in the day.
Oh,
Looked
man.
different when I was there.
It was 7 a.m. coach.
Maybe my eyes wouldn't work. I don't know.
But it's going to be interesting. I don't know what's going to happen with Lamar. I mean, obviously, it seems like it's a lot more positive now than it was. Welcome, Lamar and OBJ. Just let everybody
Not
know
very
that-
subtle about it. I think we know
That's
who's here.
good. That's good. Let me
Coach,
let me just announce everybody.
That kind of looks like Story.
It's Liv on there. It's Liv.
Hey,
Hey,
you might have Hendon Hooker sneak into the first round now. They've been talking about this a lot.
I
I'm
think
sure
so.
there's
He's gaining
I'm
some
sure
steam
there's-
right
But
now.
here's the question:
Not a lot
Is he
of
gonna
Hendons,
sneak
but a
into?
lot
If he
of
sneaks into
hookers.
the first round, he's there for the Saints. Maybe
Go there. That's a good question.
he's saying he's there for the Saints. Possibly.
That's a good
We're gonna
question.
get some Saints guys on as the draft gets closer, which is getting closer.
We got 2 weeks.
When is
Getting
it?
closer.
Thursday.
So maybe
2 weeks to Thursday.
2 weeks from Thursday.
From Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, so,
27th maybe. Something like
Maybe the day before.
Spearmint right now?
Maybe the day before. No, that's
that. What?
Oh, it's Club Live.
maybe the day
What?
before. Maybe that Wednesday or that Monday before the draft. We'll have.
Softest skin.
Well, actually, not maybe. Definitely, we're gonna have someone on.
Monday.
talking-
We do Monday
talking
because
draft.
Wednesdays is Jay
Yeah.
Johnson Wednesday.
That's his day.
Yeah.
That's his day. Other sporting news from the weekend
Tiger Woods is dead.
is the Masters. It is the
I
tradition
cried a
unlike
little.
any other. Huh?
I cried a little.
I didn't cry, but I can tell you right now,
I felt for him, man.
just because of I guess when you like go through sports and you've done a lot and you've seen a lot, meaning like you've played a lot of games, like you've seen a lot, like it's harder for you to have like quote unquote sympathy for like another player that's going through like regular stuff. Watching him walk that third day, I was like, man, I feel bad for him.
I mean, dude, it couldn't have been worse situation.
And how
for
good
him.
was the weather on Sunday?
It was great, but I mean, at that point, it's too full ground. But like, he had to play a lot of golf
Yeah.
In a
on.
very little amount of time.
Yeah, right. And so like, weather was sloppy. He didn't have good footing. It was chilly. It was cold. Like, it didn't bode well for Tiger.
When you watch a man come out before the tournament and tell you like, hey, I could swing it. That's no problem.
Still
For
walking
me,
around the
the challenge will be walking around the course. And then to see the weather do that and watching him walk like that, you're like, man, I feel bad for him. That's tough.
No doubt.
That's rough.
Do you think this tournament, right, because it's a major, so all the Live Golf guys could play in the major,
Yeah.
right?
If you qualify.
Live Golf, huh?
If you qualify.
If you qualify, right? But these guys qualified, obviously. Live Golf had a pretty good showing in the Masters. They had 3 of the top 5 in the Masters. They had Koepka.
How about Phil?
Phil came out second. Koepka and Phil both tied.
Phil looked
How
like
about
a
Koepka missing
Skeletor.
that putt at the end? I thought he was gonna make it, drain it to go take sole second place. Barely missed it. A lot of people lost a lot of money on that one. If you're in a Calcutta, if you're doing like a Koepka, if you had bet on Koepka or do whatever. So misses the putt, tied for second with Phil. Both of them are in Live Golf. Plus you had who was fourth? There's another guy in Live that was fourth.
Patrick Reed. The
Which he
douchebag
stinks.
of the
Yeah.
century.
But I think there's got to be some sort of like compromise between PGA Tour and Live Golf. Like you've got to at least maybe say, okay, playing on the Live Golf Tour, at least you're gonna have
Listen,
world ranking points. Like something has to happen.
what Live Golf did is what needed to happen to the PGA Tour. And while they'll never admit it, anybody that's on the PGA Tour and they take their shots, but they understand that this has made them a boatload of money because the PGA was harboring so much money against them that they didn't know that they had. Same thing with the NFL. Like to where if you want to talk about Lamar Jackson, like I know you got the money.
Right.
Like it's the same conversation. Live Tour existing is good for golf because of the fact that now these guys are playing more events. They're playing kind of almost like they're doing night golf. They're doing all these different things to where it turns into you get to see more of the personalities of the golf. You had Max Homa walking down Augusta with an earpiece with an AirPod in.
Right.
Like they're trying to
Yeah.
that forced them to evolve.
Yep.
For good, better, or worse, it's been good for golf.
No doubt, I agree with you there. Right now, the best competitors are going to be on the PGA Tour. There's a lot of good golfers that made the move to Live, but day in and day out, you're going to play the best golf on the PGA Tour. You're going to play against the best competition. But like Brooks Koepka, when he's playing like this, Brooks is must-watch TV on golf, right? Like Brooks Koepka's playing the best golf that he's played in years, and he credits that a little bit to not having to play as much, having a longer offseason to be able to recover, let his body recover. He also has said that had he been playing like this 2 years ago, whenever he made that change, he probably wouldn't have made the change. He said, I don't know if I'd have made the same decision had I been playing this well at that time, right? Which says a lot. That's great for him for being honest.
Oh, dude,
and I agree with that.
He was lost on the.
But he also got paid $100 million.
Yeah, but on the Netflix documentary, the Full Swing series that they did, he was visibly lost. He was
I can relate. I can relate.
He wasn't a fan of how it portrayed him at all. Like there was an interview after.
If
and
you
he
go
didn't-
full blonde,
he didn't love that.
You're struggling.
Well, I would never have done that, but I can relate to the struggle. I can relate to damn, I'm lost. I feel like I don't know.
Imagine
what
if
the hell I'm trying to
Japanese
do.
baseball offered you $100 million to go play after you were 0 for 30. I'm taking it right
Coach.
now.
If they offer me, 100. Yeah.
I'm
They
just
don't-
saying,
They didn't need to offer me 100. They could offer me one.
Dollar?
No, 1 million. I would have gone. No doubt.
Yeah.
Hearing this.
But that's what he said.
Hearing this Japanese baseball. That's still on the table.
Holla at your boy.
If you still want to pay me $1 million, I'll go.
Matuki.
I will go.
Let's stretch out
No
these
doubt.
obliques real quick.
I'll figure that out real quick, man. Give me a month and a half. I'll be ready.
No doubt.
2 months maybe.
At 45?
I don't even need that.
It's just more for the arm and the
Yeah, but
That's not the
you
shit.
get it
I'm
going
just
early.
saying.
You just get it going from day one. That's all.
Right now, I can't think about
No. I mean,
If I try to
you
throw a baseball,
get
I'm
it going
not-
from. This will be good. This won't take you 2 months.
No.
You just need you to start throwing tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. I don't want to think about trying to throw a baseball.
Who would you throw with?
I'd find someone to throw with me.
Yeah, that's not hard.
Jerry,
Into the net, whatever. Ask
Yeah.
Will Harris.
yeah.
Will Harris became the moneymaker you know him as now after throwing it in the net in all season. True story.
Crazy.
I used to throw a tennis ball against the wall. Didn't
Tennis
work.
ball.
Mhm.
That's
Well,
not good for your elbow.
Oh, no. Tennis elbow.
Yeah, it's not good. Well, you don't get tennis elbow from throwing the tennis, but you get tennis elbow from swinging the tennis racket.
There's a lot of different.
Maybe it
out
works the same
there.
way.
Well, nobody would hit me ground balls, so I thought I get so I filled it myself.
There you go. You get that. Remember the old like nets where you could throw against the net and you play.
Oh yeah.
I had one in my backyard. I used to see how far I could throw it off the net.
Yeah,
See how
that's
far
whatever.
it would go.
Yeah, broke a
Now,
window.
doesn't do anything for me. Now I'm chasing my balls by myself.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
We have a couple Ask Him Them questions.
Well, okay. Go
If
ahead.
you want them.
Sure.
Yeah, right.
Oh, this is just kind of a fun one. Ask Him Them. Should Kane's chicken fingers have at least some seasoning outside of the cane sauce?
Hell yeah.
I like the cane
Hell yeah. I throw a little Tony's on there when I bring them home.
Hey, here's
Yeah. I'm with
funny
it.
story. One of my really good friends who used to live with me, we were out at LSU football game.
Rest in peace.
Did he bring one of your shirts from Lafayette?
Mm-hmm.
He has some of my shirts. He has some of my shirts at his house. And so,
Mikey's not coming down, sweetheart.
and so he is in town. He lives in Dallas now. He was in town, and we were post game, went to a bar, an establishment that is appropriate during football season only for my age group.
Okay. I'm putting the story together really quick.
And then we didn't go through the main, we went through the back. So like we were with an older crowd, which is good, right? In that crowd was Todd Graves. And so we're talking like, and for those who don't know who Todd Graves is, he's the founder of Canes.
And he was told it was an absolute disaster of an idea.
Right. And that shows you how much people know.
That's why you don't go to college, kids.
And so my buddy who has had a few drinks, we're talking to him. I introduced my buddies, and my buddy who's awesome says, Todd, the Canes by my house in Dallas, they probably should put the chicken fingers in for like one extra minute.
You can get them extra done.
Because they're not that crispy. One extra minute.
This is such a him move too.
And
This
he's
fits
like,
him.
and so Todd's like, all right, I'll keep that in mind. And that was the only thing he could ask him anything he wanted. That was the question that he asked Todd Graves.
That's
Hammer
such a. If he's had a couple libations, that's.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's definitely him.
Right on point.
I hope he's listening to this right now. That's
He's
so
definitely
great.
not, but it was great.
That's such
Todd is the greatest, and he took that and showed you. So I'll make sure I let them know.
That's such a good, honest thing to have happen to somebody.
one extra
But,
minute.
You could have dinner with these 4 people. It's like, what question would you ask him? Like, can you just cook the tenders a little longer? It's like you could have
One
asked him
extra
how
minute.
I built a.
Look,
a
man, I'm not
business.
at home no more. And
Yeah.
I like home when there's one right by my house when I go there.
Yeah.
Just give me like one more minute on the tenders. That's great. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, we got a couple. Ask him them. Monday, do you think we see Javen coming back sooner with all these injuries and guys like Dutton and Collins get more chances? 2-part question.
No to the first part. I don't think that injuries are gonna push his timetable. His timetable is his timetable. Like the most important thing for that kid is his health and being ready, 100% ready when you can't rush him back. Second part, yes, you're gonna see more of the other guys because
You have to.
just out of necessity. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add to that. Yeah, that's about as correct as it gets right there. I'm with that.
All right, we'll move to the next one from Fonz Farelli. Ask him them.
My boy.
Does it actually fire the team up to see what Gavin Guidry did to the SC dugout after striking them out? Or is it not what status quo with LSU baseball?
Say the question again one more time. Let me make sure I understood
the
this.
second part.
Fonz, why is he doing this to you, Fonz?
That's fine. Fire away, Fonz. Ask him them. Does it actually fire the team up to see what Gavin Guidry did to the SC dugout after striking them out? Even though... That's it.
I think it does. I think the boys enjoy seeing one of like the young pups kind of grow up
Get out
into
the cage.
he kind of grow up into a real dog right there, right in front of their eyes. I think they love that.
Agree. I don't think that it was necessarily just because he yelled at their dugout. I
Right.
think it was the moment and
Yeah.
like the energy and what he did, whether it be his dugout, our dugout, the crowd, wherever. I think that was what fired the guys up. Also, a side note about that: how great was it when the guy struck out Dylan Cruz and said, "You can't fuck with me,"
And
then proceeded to give up.
And
two
then proceed
homers
to
the
not
next
get out the
inning.
next inning.
Tough tickets right there.
Life comes at you fast.
That's a tough situation. Tough
He'll always
situation.
remember that strikeout, though.
As you strike a nice little two-seamer. You got him looking great. Can't fuck with me. Oh, I did that. Oh, I did hit a homer and then another homer.
And you didn't get the win in that game.
And
Like,
you
there
didn't
was,
get
just
the
didn't
win.
go well.
He didn't get the inning.
No, I
Didn't get the
know.
next inning.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, I think that I think it fires up the guy, especially when you have a young guy and you need a
Like,
guy.
I can only imagine. And look, I don't think there was. I'll be honest with you. If he closes out a game and strikes out the guy to do it, that is what it is. But I can only imagine if there was anyone of any kind of seniority on the team that didn't love it, they probably pulled him aside and said, "Give me a big hug." Now, like next time, let's maybe look at us.
Don't ever
That's
do
about
that
it.
shit again.
That's about it. But everything else, I loved it.
And
Give
I
me the
don't-
same
yeah,
thing. Just give me.
I don't think they had much.
And I don't even
No,
think.
it
I don't
wasn't
even
that
think.
bad.
I honestly hope that didn't happen.
Right.
I don't even think that happened. But if anything, maybe that.
And it probably has something to do with the first guy running his mouth a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there was a little John. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And Ronaldo was upset that he didn't shake the catcher's hand.
Yeah, he was. You got to shake your.
That's
close,
news.
you
I
go.
agree.
That's like
Yeah.
That's
That's the credo.
Yeah.
But just
Young
in,
kid, he's
in,
emotional.
in his defense, if I had to give any defense for him, I'm pretty sure he started when he threw in high school too. I don't know how many 7-inning games he threw.
Right.
So I'm not sure he finished too many of them out. Now I could be wrong. Maybe he threw 6 perfect games. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't
But
think
he
that.
never came in
It
that
was
role.
It was an emotional game.
Emotional, new. That's different. It's a different
No,
sport.
it just makes me laugh about the nuances of baseball. It's
Yeah, go
like,
shake
oh,
him.
it was great, but he should have shaken the catcher's hand.
You should have.
And the umpires.
That's what you have. No. But that's what you have kangaroo court for. You know,
Yep.
if they
Yeah,
got a
that's
kangaroo
exactly what you
court,
have kangaroo
Dollar in the
court.
coffin.
that's a max fine right there. I'd throw him
There
in
you
there. Yeah, give it up.
Oh, another one coming in. Dustin B. Ask him them. Can y'all each give us a horror story from those miserable minor league road trips they all went on as players?
Ooh, okay. Worst minor league. Worst one I had. Worst one I had. Worst one I had. All right, I was in Little Rock, Arkansas, AA, Angels. Game over. I go home. Chilling. I ain't doing anything. Roommates be chilling. We didn't do anything that night. I think I might have been up playing maybe PlayStation. I don't know. Maybe I was watching a movie. I don't know. I was up still. My roommate comes, knocks on my door. No. My roommate comes and knocks on my door. Hey, Skip said he asked me for your number, said he's going to call you. It's 2 a.m. I'm like, what you mean he going to call me? What does he want at 2 a.m.? Sure enough, 10 minutes later, I get a call from him. Hey, you're going to go up to AAA tomorrow. Meet the AAA team. If you don't know.
This was in 2014.
Yeah. 14. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So it was the same day I got called up when I had to call you.
Yeah. Exactly. So, yeah, exactly when it
I was going to play him.
Yeah.
We were playing them, and I called him. I was like, hey, I'm coming. He's like, I'm leaving. I'm gone.
So, if you don't know, the Angels AA, which I think they've moved now.
Oh, that was 2015. It was 2015.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I got it. Go.
Angels AA, which they've moved now, was in Little Rock, Arkansas. Their AAA was in Salt Lake City, Utah. Right? I wasn't going to Salt Lake City, Utah. I was going even further. I was going to Tacoma, Washington. So, we go to...
Kind of dodged a bullet.
How?
Salt Lake City.
Anyway,
Great.
I got it. No, Salt Lake City's sleeper.
Awesome.
Sleeper. Just leave it at that. Anyway, we go to... I had a 9 a.m. flight to Chicago. Fly from Chicago. I think a layover like an hour and a half all the way to Seattle, Washington. Get in at 5. Game starts at 6:15. Drive from Seattle to Tacoma, which is about 45 minutes. I showed up in round 2 of BP. They're on the field taking BP. I looked out on the field. I was like, oh, sweet. That's cool. Let me go find where to put my stuff in the locker. I go into the locker room, and, of course, just like you know it, what happens? You're in the lineup, coach.
You're in there.
I'm batting 6 playing right field. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me
You're in
right now? So I had to pack up everything in Little Rock, Arkansas pretty much. Here, there, boom, one day because it was game 3 of that series. So we go right back to Salt Lake right after that. 3 games there. The next road trip is to Austin, Texas for 3, to New Orleans for 3 more,
Y'all could've just
back
waited.
to Salt Lake. That was the route that I took in that, I don't know, 8 days. By the time I got back to Salt Lake, I was pretty spent right there.
Yeah,
I was living on caffeine at that time.
Oh.
It was, yeah.
So
That's where it was.
I had a lot, right? We're talking about minor leagues, right? So I'm not gonna, like, I have one bad. Well, up in the big leagues, down in the minor leagues, up in the big. Like it was up and down. Like it was not good. But we'll get to that one later. This one I'll talk about. So we're driving. This was in. I think this was in AAA. And usually, like AAA road trips are good, right? Like usually.
Can I before I even go? Let me sidebar that too, because this is how crazy baseball is. My first at bat, off of Big Asian guy.
Oh.
No, really, Big Asian guy.
You
That was,
Darvish?
no, it wasn't you. That was right before you, like another
That's
Big
you,
Asian guy.
Jason.
Anyway, my first at bat was a backside homer.
You're bad.
Swear. So
You're bad.
baseball.
That's baseball.
Sounds
So-
like Texas.
Usually, like in A ball, Double A, you have like the worst road trips because you don't have it. They're not giving you as much. You're not having 2 buses. You don't have sleeper buses. AAA, we had sleeper bus as well.
And the travel's usually bad too.
And So we're driving from
Sleeper bus.
Oh, sleeper buses. I'd rather sleeper bus than a plane.
Every day.
You have
Oh
a
yeah.
bus, and it's like you have
Double decker.
double decker. So the
I'll take a tour bus.
Top's a bunk, middle's a bunk,
Kinda,
bottom's
yeah,
a
pretty
bunk.
much.
In the back, you have like couches
Back
and
lounge
bunks
in the
on
back.
top.
Oh yeah.
And then you have TVs and all this shit. So like you have 2 of those, and so you have enough to sleep, and everybody gets their own bed.
If
Yeah.
you're not flying chartered, it's the best way
It's
to
the
travel.
best. You sleep like, hey, all right, we're gonna play cars in the back of the bus until 1, and then
Close
we still
your
got
little
7
cubby.
hours left. I'm gonna go sleep for another 7-8 hours. By the time we get there, it's 9 a.m. I feel good. Let's go. Ready to go. So this particular time, we did not have a sleeper bus, and so we're driving, and we have it's like a 9-hour drive, and so we're driving. So we get on the bus, and all of a sudden our AC is just out. Doesn't work. Bus AC does not work.
That's
Right.
the worst thing that could happen. That or
Worst.
the toilet.
So the bus in front of us, I'm like, okay, fuck this. The minute we stop to get food, I'm getting out of this bus to go into that bus, and I'm
Mikey.
not in there. It's worse. So
There's
now,
nothing wrong with that. That's a normal thing.
Yeah. So
there's
now,
a lot of room.
Yeah, there's a lot
Plenty
of
space.
room.
Oh, okay.
Because
You're
one's
not
the
taking
coach's bus, one's the party bus. I'm gonna go onto the coach's bus. Like
Yeah.
with people who don't want to do anything, I'm hot. I'm not doing this. And at this time, I was a veteran on the team, so I get to do whatever I wanted to do. And so we're driving, and like, hey, we're just stopping like an hour. Perfect. I can handle this for an hour. Like it wasn't too hot outside. I'm good.
Alarm.
Nope. We keep going. We keep going. We keep going. All of a sudden, we get to the stop. We get out. We get back on the bus. That bus breaks down. So now the coach's bus is no longer the coach's bus. Now everybody has to come on the same bus. We have to go, and everybody has 2
It's got
seats.
hotter.
Two seats. No
Major
AC.
League Baseball,
Coach,
baby.
it was miserable. I was like, this is AAA. This is not how this is supposed to be. This AAA is supposed to be like comfortable. Nope, was not. And that's just, I mean, there's many.
I'll give you one more too, because
There's
it's just
so many of
it's
them.
just. You talked about like the kind of like shuttle back up from the 4A shuttle basically. I had one where I've told this story. I don't know if I've ever told it like on this kind of situation, but literally the last series before the All-Star break, I'm in Charlotte. We are in Pawtucket, which is the Red Sox AAA. That last game, Anthony Renato was on the mound. I'm struggling the first half, coach. It's been a tough first
Can I
half.
get a cookie?
It's been a tough first half. I hit a moonshot off of Anthony. They called the foul. And it was 1,000% fair. The first base umpire straight up told me it was too high and it was too far. So I just called
Too
the foul.
gone.
So I just called the foul. They straight up told me that. That was literally to my face as I'm jogging back from the first base to straight up told me that. 2 pitches later, I ground out the second. I throw my helmet. I'm tossed before I even look back. The home plate umpire tosses me out of the game. Sure enough, after the game, manager calls me and says, "Hey, you're going down to Double-A. It's the All-Star break." So this team, so this team is going on the road somewhere.
Oh, no.
I got to fly by myself, which is no big deal, from Pawtucket back to Charlotte. Pack up. I got a day and a half to pack up my stuff in Charlotte because I'm going down to Birmingham. So I'm there basically just sulking on my own, whatever. Pack up, drive down to Birmingham, only to turn right back around because they wouldn't give me a hotel room until the night before. So I had to spend a day and a half in Charlotte before I drove back. Got there. Next morning, right back on a bus, 10 hours to drive to Jacksonville. I was like, this is
People
as
don't
minor,
know this.
this is as minor league as it gets,
Tough.
bro. This is awful.
All because of one wrong call.
I wouldn't say it was all because of that,
Oh,
but
I mean, if you
that
hit a
added insult to
moon-
injury on it. I can tell you that.
If you had a moon ball, I don't know if,
And I'm not gonna-
if the call down's happening.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe they're like, oh, he's putting it back together. Let's go. Yeah, maybe. You know, never.
Maybe. And I had one where I was up and down. I'm not gonna get into it, but it was brutal.
I don't have any.
Yeah. You just go to the next one.
I do have a. Do you remember Jeff Lamont, who played for LSU, first base?
Is that your coach?
No.
I don't remember Jeff Lamont. I remember the name, but I don't know him.
Yeah, no. He went to Ash. He's from Alexandria, but he said that they used to steal mattresses from like the best.
Okay, not.
That's a
Like,
great. Where'd they put him?
They put him at the bottom of the bus.
How? Where'd the equipment go?
That's what.
I'm not saying he's lying. I'm just
No,
saying.
I don't know
just-
why.
I'm
he'd
literally
lie to
not-
me.
yeah, I'm not saying
he
he's
had
lying.
nothing to prove.
That I mean, no, I never did that. Maybe it's still a pillow.
I've seen guys take
Yeah.
pillows all day. Yeah.
But he said that they would take a mattress whenever they got to a good hotel and they would shove it in the bottom of the bus.
Well,
That would be the tough part when you go to a hotel that just didn't have good beds. And you're like, bro, this is terrible.
That's what, yeah.
That sucks.
that sucks.
Yeah.
So he was a long time minor leaguer.
Yeah. You got another one?
Yankees. Ask him them. Looks like Paxton Kling and Brady Neal have been kind of struggling at the plate. Do y'all think we see some growth through the midweek starts, or do y'all think they continue to get better with each and every at bat?
I think they both, no matter what is happening at the plate, I think they both offer assets to the team, right? I think Brady Neal's done really good behind the plate. I think that he gets on base. Like, even though he's not getting hits, he puts together some good at-bats. Now, this past weekend he struggled a little bit, but it happens. That's
Swinging
part of
swords.
it. Yeah, that's part of it, right? Paxton's been struggling a little bit, but he's been sporadic in and out the lineup, so it hasn't been where he could get back his feet back underneath him. But he's going to pinch run. He's going to have a defensive replacement. He's going to have some opportunity to get back in the lineup, and that's the beauty of having the depth. I don't think that it's room for concern. I think that they're going to be better for it. I think it's going to help them.
And just to follow up, this is Josh Newell. He said, especially with the conference schedule about to loosen up a little bit, like they went through the ringer.
Right.
Yeah, I think so. When you talk about Paxton, when you talk about Brady, when you talk about Jared, I think you have to also remember there's still a Beloso, there's still a Jobert, and there's still a God, why do I always forget his name? Pearson. Right? So with that being said, I think what's most important when it comes to those three guys is to make sure you don't lose them mentally when they go through it a little bit. Meaning that if they have to be out of a couple games, if they have to kind of get the feel back, knowing that you have those other three guys who are, I mean, more than capable of getting the job done and putting together professional at-bats and being serviceable in the lineup and being able to play in those spots. As long as you don't lose those younger kids who have high upsides, who you're going to need, right? If you don't lose them mentally, I think you'll be fine. Because they're young. You're going to go through struggles a little bit.
That's the juggling act that Jay has to do every single game.
That's putting
right?
a team together. You know?
Yeah.
That's something that I'm sure that's been on his mind when he brought the Cal Ripkins in and brought the Blair Barbiers in, talking about being a part of what's in that building and kind of getting off of just yourself and understanding that there is an end goal. And for you as a freshman, as a senior, whatever it is, the end goal is to hold the trophy, right? And if you're doing that, chances are individually you'll be off in a better spot at the end of it.
No doubt. I agree.
Easy question here, I feel like.
It sounds like it surprised you.
From Font. Ask him and what's the number of wins LSU needs to host the regional? What's the number, like the magic number?
To host a regional?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think if LSU goes to host a regional, not to be a national seed.
I imagine that's what he's probably, that's what he's.
If LSU gets 18 wins in conference, they're a national seed.
18's always been the number, right?
Yeah, about.
Yeah, I would say 18 to 20. Yeah.
They're a national seed at 18 for sure.
But I say 18 to 20 right now, strictly off of judging too. I just don't know what's going to happen. Like those three teams in the West right now, in the East right now are all, there's three of them with 2 or less losses. Now,
and they're about to start playing.
They haven't really played each other. I get it. I understand that. But I'm just saying they are off to really good starts, right? So that does help them in the sense of maybe there being 2 of them with better records than LSU if it continued to go this way.
Here's my question. Remember everybody was upset, like not upset, but people were starting to talk about, oh, well, Tennessee blew you out in the last game on Sunday or Saturday, even though you won the first 2 games. Well, are those same people saying the same thing about Florida? Right? Because Florida beat Tennessee the first 2 games and they got 10-run ruled on the third. On that, it's hard to sweep. Is my point. It's hard to go out there and say I'm gonna win all 3 games against really good teams. Yeah. Tennessee lost those 2, and they 10-run ruled Florida on Sunday. So things like that happen. But I'm with you. Like those teams are gonna start playing. Like South Carolina's gonna have to play Florida, Vandy. Like all those teams are about to start playing each other. I wouldn't be surprised if they get upset a couple times by some teams that they should. Now, I'm not saying upset, lose a series, but like not sweep those teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Next one up. Asking him, going forward, who would be the Sunday guy I've heard is a bullpen guy, and who would be the main guys out of the bullpen?
You want to go first?
Carson Gwynn.
I think you're kind of you saw it foreshadowing to in my opinion, the contingency plan is, all right, well, let's try it out with Little, because if I remember correctly, Little was a starter before he came here, right? So let's try it out with Little. If we have to put Thatcher in the bullpen and kind of use him as and I say a long man in college is different than a long man in pro ball. Long man in college is literally almost kind of like the star position. Like you come out and you're the stopper, the extender, all that shit, right? That's kind of what it is. If Thatcher ends up having to kind of play that role and he finds a spot there and finds some comfortability there, maybe that's what you see from him from the rest of the year. But I think the next chance right now is probably Christian on Sunday.
Yeah, and then depending on, like I said, I don't think Griffin's going to get into that starter role this year.
I think he could.
Yeah, he could, but I don't know.
I think he fits this team in a different spot.
Me too. And if Little is good as a starter, I don't think they're going to move him. Now, I'm not saying Thatcher's only going to be in the bullpen. Like I think Thatcher may have an opportunity to get back into that rotation at some point. Yeah. But right now, if he's out the bullpen, Christian Lill's going to be the first guy, and then main guys at the bullpen, I think you're going to see some of these young guys become those guys. Hopefully Garrett Edwards isn't as hurt as we think he is, and he can come back at some point. But you're going to need some of these other guys to step up and be important pieces out of the bullpen.
The thing about that Sunday role is when you go through a weekend series, it is when we get to Sunday, all you're really hoping that you actually really have is a guy that gives you a chance. Right, is a guy that can pump strikes, can keep a team within reach, and hopefully you can out-hit teams on Sunday. So with that being said, we've got guys that have exceptional stuff that could be that doesn't really profile as a Sunday guy, but they have to throw strikes.
Right.
And if those guys are throwing strikes, they're way more than what a Sunday guy is in college baseball, even in this league.
Right.
And so that's what we're looking at with the guys that we're given opportunities to, or they've been given opportunities to at that spot. They just have to go out and deliver.
Agree.
Last one up from Jet Law. Mikey, how about them Rays?
How about those Rays? You kind of foreshadowing what I'm going to talk about later. Tampa's doing what Tampa does.
What are they doing tonight? They playing tonight too,
they
right?
play tonight. They're starting the
Rest in
season
peace,
off 9-0.
Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
9-0. What? What? You're talking about because the Stingray got him? Mm-hmm. Well, there's a Stingray tank out there in right center. Deep right center. You can hit it in there. Did I hit it in there? That's deep for right center for me. That's deep for righty.
Lefty Haven.
Lefty Haven for sure. Now, there's
Steve
some
Irwin
righties
was
I
a
get
lefty.
out there.
Little known fact.
Okay, thanks. I didn't need to know that, but that's known.
I just feel like he made that up.
Is a young
just
Steve
looking
Irwin?
at his face. Like,
is a young Steve Irwin's lefty too? No, his son.
I don't know, but he looks just like him, mate.
Looks just like him. Yeah, they're balling. I mean, they're doing what they need to do. They lose players every year. And
The
they find
Irwins?
players. No, Tampa. They find them and they develop them and they win somehow, some way, and they have a low payroll. They're the one exception to the rule of, man, you got to go out and have a bigger payroll. They are the ones who have figured it out. Not everybody can do that. A's do it every so often, but this year the A's have like a $30 million payroll. Like they're definitely not figuring out.
Yeah.
Like
That went at 100.
Tampa's never in that position where they're just going to be the cellar dwellers.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to spend money. They figure out how to develop, and they're very good at developing young talent that they draft.
And because of the pockets in that division, it helps them a lot to get off fast.
No doubt.
Like those teams, the Yankees are always for the most part going to be buyers. More years than not, Boston's going to be buyers. Tampa. I mean, Toronto's got a chance to pretty much always be buyers. Like, it's tough for Tampa to compete in that division if they don't get off to fast starts, and obviously they have.
No
this
doubt.
year.
I mean, they've hit 24 homers in the
Fastest
9
start
games.
in 20 plus years.
Something like that. I mean, they what they do so well is they get guys and they know what they're good at, and they put them in those situations to be good. They don't make them do more than they want, and then as the season continues to get longer and the guy continues to develop or shows that he can maybe get an expanded role, he gets it. But they are really good at that.
It's the like undercomplicated analytics. Like before it got like lost in the wash a little bit.
Yeah, I mean they use analytics, but they say, okay, this is what you're good. We're gonna.
That's
Make
I think they
dilute it.
tinkered it to so when
I was there, it was different.
When analytics became a big scale, when it really became like, all right, this is over analytical, is because everyone thought it was like one way, cookie cutter one way. This is how you do it. They were the kind of cutting edge to getting back to, you're good at this. We're gonna make sure you highlight this when you play.
Yeah.
And we know what guys we want in this system, so we're gonna get those guys in, and we're gonna make you do what you do well.
Exactly.
We're not gonna ask you to do what this guy does well, and that's kind of where things were when it was quote unquote too analytical.
And they've always been really good at developing the pitching side.
Yeah.
They figured out the
Yeah, they
offensive
have
side now.
always.
They've figured out. The
Oh
offensive
man.
side. So, shout out to them, man. They have a good staff there. They have Cash is one of my favorites, man. He's one of the best in the business, and he's doing it.
Last one.
Oh, that's okay. Another last one.
Because it's near and dear to my heart.
Whew, we are getting thirsty.
And it's getting tough, Coach.
Should we phone him in and ask him? Nah,
Yeah.
he's gonna get off.
I think,
That guy.
honestly, I'm making a prediction. There's gonna be a booze cruise tomorrow night.
Ooh.
Lloyd's gonna have a Tuesday
shocked
night
there
booze
was
cruise.
that
So we got a Lloyd booze cruise from the crib tomorrow. Then.
And then we're gonna have a Friday booze cruise. We didn't do the Friday last Friday.
I think we definitely have a week
Tailgate
of April 9th, 10th booze cruise coming. Which
How many does he have
today's
by
the
the end of the week? He's at what, 8?
If he hits one
tomorrow.
he'll hit 2 more before the end of the week.
Yeah, I think he's gonna end up with 12.
For my liver.
12.
It's just 3 cans.
There we go. You got that.
Actually, it might not even be 3 cans. You might get lucky and get 1 can. Maybe it's 2 tomorrow night, and it's
There you go.
liqueur.
A little whiskey at home.
Liqueur.
No doubt.
That's it. I appreciate y'all.
I appreciate y'all. Last minute Ask Mikey and Mitch, brought to you by EFCO Development. Our friends at EFCO, title of the day. Call them at 318-229-5585.
Oh, he called them today.
He did call them today. If you want to go and you need any civil construction,
He'll be back tomorrow.
he is the guy to call. EFCO Development. Title of the day, 318-229-5585. If you need any
His outgoing work.
civil groundwork done, you need any multifamily construction, drainage, utilities, any of that stuff, getting ready, they're the guys. EFCO
He's officially
Development.
addicted to MLB The Show, so he
There
had
you
to
go.
call out of work.
All right, let's get to the seggies.
Let's get to him.
Let's get to them.
Let's get to him.
All right, Doe's mistake of the day, or mistake of the day, is brought to you by Doe's Eat Place, which we went to Doe's last week for lunch on Thursday.
Much more on the menu than you would ever think.
How is that?
That
Guess
club,
what?
Guess where it still is.
The fridge is just gobbling it up.
And
right
how's
now.
the editing of that? Do we think?
Why would you ask me?
I don't know.
You haven't seen any of
I
it?
mean,
Jesus.
Oh, we
the
did have
producer of the show
Hasn't
would be
seen any
someone
of it? I
would
mean, you
know,
kidding me?
right?
He has no rebuttal right now. He hasn't seen any of
I
it.
don't.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't do that part. We did have a stalemate. We were wondering if we get the script first, or do you need to see the footage to make the script for Doe's Eat Place?
I think we did the footage to make the script.
Can I just say this? I'm going to be honest with y'all. What y'all had to eat there looked great.
No, I mean,
Oh,
The burger's
yeah.
the best burger in town. I'm
I
just
mean,
going to be
you took-
honest
like,
with
I
you.
can't get the burger. If you're gonna get the burger, you have to get a
It
little
was
variety.
almost a Ford.
Lunchtime
Poor boy
burger
burger.
is the best burger in town.
How did
It
you
is.
end? You just ordered first?
He ordered
Yeah, no. I didn't stray. Y'all all
not
looked
the
at it
burger, and I
first.
was
I'm
like,
just letting you
alright,
know.
I guess I'm gonna have to do
not.
something else.
I'm not switching.
I know
I'm
what
getting
I'm
the
getting.
burger. So
They're fire.
Club sandwich was fire.
yeah. Club sandwich looked
And
amazing.
it still will be fire.
It looked amazing. I'm
So
gonna
was
be
the
honest
roast-
with you.
Roast beef popo was fire. Too.
That thing was gone in a
It
second.
was so good. All right, mistake of the day brought to you by Doe's.
Oh, I forgot that's what we were doing. So do you want the script first or
I just said we're gonna do the script after the video is cut up.
strip?
Read your mistake of the day, please.
My mistake of the day. Brought to you by Dozy Plays.
If you're gonna stall, you gotta like do two things at once. Not stall and then not actually get to it.
It's the Dalai Lama. He asked to suck on a boy's tongue. So, just big mistake of the day. He apologized. I mean, if that counts for anything.
Or you might be with him next time.
I would suck on the Dalai Lama's tongue.
Man, listen, man. Oh
I'm of
my
age.
God. I can't have this with you.
Dalai Lama apologized after kissing boy and asked him to suck my tongue. Mistake or no mistake?
I mean, mistake, obviously.
I mean, like what we asked.
And they came out. I think he came out and said that he likes to joke around. Like, I'm like, well, that's not.
I'm thankful for the thousands of good priests.
I'm never. Well, he's not a priest. He's not. That's bad.
That's tough.
I don't have any words for that. That's bad.
Well, you can't. You're sucking your tongue. You can't
The
talk.
Dalai Lama. How am I supposed to tell the Dalai Lama?
Yeah.
That's bad. Okay. Curtain calls. Brought to you by our friends down at Shirt Partners. You get all your insurance needs.
That Dose partnership was good for a minute.
Brought to you by who?
Dozy Plays.
Me.
Okay.
Nope. Curtain call is brought to you by Shirt Partners.
Oh man.
What you got? What's your curtain call?
My curtain call
I'm gonna go to you,
goes
not
to.
Lloyd first, because
I'll go with Lloyd.
Preach
I
me,
asked.
Shale.
Let me know if that actually showed up in the. I'll just give it to you. I don't know. You might have seen it. I like to watch fights, right? I'm a UFC guy. I say guy. I like to watch. I enjoy watching UFC fights. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, the main event Saturday in Miami, where Lamar and Odell were partying, the main event was a not trilogy fight, but a fourth fight between two guys. They're second in the UFC. They've had two kickboxing fights in the past. One of where Israel Adesanya was knocked out
Stylebender.
by the other guy, right?
right.
His son, back in 2017, which at the time I think was below the age of 10 years old, after Israel was knocked out in the ring, gets into the ring, falls like a dead fish next to him as if like he was being knocked out as well. So, fast forward to 2023, someone kept receipts. He knocked the other guy out, and after he knocks him out, he finds the son in the crowd, points him out, and does the exact same thing. They asked him about it in the press conference after.
Out with a kneecap.
They asked him about it in the press conference after, and he said, "I'm as petty as they come. I remembered exactly what he did in 17." And he even said, if his dad's not going to whip his ass, I'll whip his ass for him. He said, if he can crawl, we can brawl. He doesn't care. So he kept the receipts, and he did the exact same thing back. And I was there for the petty. It was pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and he was the same guy that said, like, before the I guess, like, the hype up or whatever, like, the interview where everybody's like, imagine if I just beat the shit out of him. Like, if I do everything right and I do...
He actually gave a speech right after. It was pretty funny. And he wasn't trying to be funny, but the way he delivered it was funny. He was serious. He grabbed the mic from Joe Rogan and he said, I wish every single person who's watching this or in the stands tonight at least one time gets to feel the level of joy and happiness that I feel right now. When you count it out, when no one thinks you can, when everyone's talking about you and you go and get something done, I wish everyone gets to feel that at least once in their life. I'm just lucky enough to feel it over and over and over again. I was like, wow, that's I respect that.
I like it.
I respect that.
I do respect that.
Whatever. So that my curtain call goes to that.
There you go. Lloyd?
My curtain call is... I just got yours. Mine is... We all saw... I don't know if y'all are keeping up with the news or not with Barstool Mincy, but he is trying his absolute best to break 1 hour on the New Orleans Marathon. He came in at
The marathon?
Yeah, it's like the New Orleans...
The Crescent City Classic?
Yeah.
He's running the 10K.
Yeah, so
Ain't breaking a marathon
in 1 hour. But I say, who's running that?
I don't know what. I mean, I'd imagine I could do it.
It has to be the 10K.
Yeah. Regardless, he had to finish under 60 minutes to get $10,000 from Dan Big Cats Cats. He finished at 60:27.
Oh no!
And this is how he ended the race. Just, you gotta give it up to Mincy, because I don't know if he knows that he's content.
He knows. He definitely knows.
But this is him finishing the race.
That's not him.
That's him. It gets filmed by everyone.
I
respect it because he finished.
Yeah,
I guarantee you I can't do it.
I hate. Look, don't show. I don't want to see it.
How far is that?
So 10K is like 5 point something, I think. I don't know exactly.
You could 100% do that.
Are you kidding me?
You're not a distance guy?
I've never. No. Built for speed only, baby.
I hate distance.
I hate distance.
I know, but just.
I get like half a mile in my mind's literally 30 other
10K
places.
is roughly
than
6.2 miles.
So it's 10-minute mile.
Huh?
Like a 10-minute mile.
Yeah, but I mean, Coach, I'm not running 6 straight miles.
If I told myself, hey, I want to get good at this and do it, I can do it. I have no interest in ever doing that.
I have no interest in doing it either.
I would bike for 50 miles before you asked me to put shoes on and run 5.
Meanwhile, our good friend Bill has run like 4 marathons, which is 26.2 miles.
Yeah.
Good friend Bill?
Bo Baggins?
Baggins?
All right. My curtain call.
But it's actually just to finish this.
No, that's a curtain call. It's hard to finish that, dude.
Well, especially considering, like, we're talking about y'all do it. Y'all just don't want to do it.
I respect it because if you ask me to do it right now, it ain't happening, Coach.
No, and I respect him trying better to like get in shape.
And he has doubled down on it, and now he has to run around the track on the yak for 20K. So we'll see if it can happen.
There we go. Okay, I have 2 curtain calls a little bit. First one is Tampa. Doing what they're doing. The start of the season, they have 24 home runs. They're off to a 9-0 start. They play tonight, trying to go to 10-0. Small market team. Obviously, they hold a close place in my heart because that's who gave me the opportunity to play Major League Baseball. And I still know some of the guys on the staff. So I have a connection there still. And those guys are doing it. And they're doing it in a way that nobody else really is. And so that's a shout out. But the other curtain call is we have our little booze cruise deal going on. And you have the funnel, right? We have a team that has taken that, the Baltimore Orioles, and they have trumped us, and that funnel is way better than your
boy, he did much better than that.
And what do we have here?
This is great, isn't it?
Do you think this is because of us?
No.
Push home a
What do you think's in there?
He did much better than that.
And what do we have here?
No chance. Yeah. Do you know what else is clear?
Everclear.
Oh.
I can guarantee you that's not what's in there.
Probably.
Oh, you don't get another AB if you.
But I thought that was good.
Everclear.
I enjoyed the celebration.
That was awesome.
I enjoyed the celebration.
He did much
great show today.
And what do we have here?
Great show today. We will be back.
That is 1,000% vodka.
Push home a run, and boy, he did much better than
I
that.
promise
And what do we
this
have
guy
here?
chugging is not 30 years old. No. He's like 24.
Yeah, that's in major league years.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. Speaking of crazy stat, 1. Do you know how old Juan Soto is?
24.
Yes. 24. He's almost in free agency. He's 24.
Is that
Do you know how many?
national?
Well, he was a national. Now he is with the Padres.
Padre.
So, do you know?
Theo. Shout out to Holiday.
Do you know how many walks in his career and how many strikeouts in his career do you think he has?
1-1. Actually, probably better than 1-1.
He's always so good at this.
527 walks and 475 strikeouts.
There's something to you watching Get Up or what Undisputed.
Has absolutely nothing to do
I
with
promise
that.
you that they were not talking about that at Get Up
I
or
just know
Undisputed.
sports, bro. I do this.
I was watching Sunday Night Baseball yesterday and they showed that.
I do this.
Go. Was Carl Ravitch on the call?
He was. All right. Great show today. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Hopefully everybody's having a little Easter or getting over their little Easter hangover. We will be back in studio
Could be
live
a more Catholic holiday.
Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. It is going to be interviews. It'll be Jay Johnson Wednesday. We'll still promote Ask Mikey and Mitch. If you want to put in some more questions for Ask Mikey and Mitch on Wednesday, we're going to answer those questions after Jay Johnson is on the show at the beginning of the show. He comes on
moving forward.
But moving forward, as of now, until we find out differently, Ask Mikey and Mitch will be on Mondays and Jay Johnson will be on Wednesdays. As of now, unless they say, hey, this is only a one-time deal, which I don't think. A Wednesday, I guess. I like Jay Johnson Wednesdays instead. But again, we appreciate it. We appreciate the love and support of all the people and all the fans. If you like our show and you like listening, please like and subscribe, and please tell people about it. That little like button, the thumbs up button does us a lot of good. Please click it. If you don't like watching us or you can't watch us and you like listening to us or anywhere you get your podcast, as long as Lloyd posts them.
I do.
I appreciate that.
We wouldn't mind having like about as many fonts for rallies as we can get.
Yeah, we'd like to have some more.
Yeah.
Hey.
Speaking of fonts,
maybe
Phil Mickelson went full fonts.
He did. Maybe we fix like the chat instead of calling them clubbies. Maybe it's called the clubbies, but maybe we create the community where, like, not pay for play type of thing, but we create the Kangaroo Court, and if something were to happen, they can donate $1 to Kangaroo Court, and we can create. It'll be going to like a tailgate or something.
This is mark the tape.
Yeah.
You like that
Jack,
idea? Yeah.
Mark the tape.
Wow.
If they got something
Pretty
on
good.
us, there you go.
Pretty good.
Like
Because they can super chat or they can join. We need to
create that.
figure out how to do that with the community if they want to pay to be a premium member. It's like OnlyFans, just only sports.
See.
Pay to be a premium member. Then if we have a curtain call, boom, you put the
$1,
dollar, whatever much you want. It doesn't have to be,
Everything good at home? You all right?
It's not for me.
Oh, okay.
I'm not spending that on me. I'm spending on the show.
We good.
But enjoy the rest of your Monday. We will be back on Wednesday.
Sounds like it's for me.
Love you. Have a good night. Peace.
I love you. I love you too. Say it back.
Cut the tape.
I'm the packet.